everyone. Hello, Mark, and hello, Erica.
Hello.
Hello, can we hear you? Yes. Hi, Erica. Well, hello, everyone.
Hi, Anna.
Hi. So, hi, everyone who's joining us for this webinar. I'm Anna from GreenGeeks, and thank you for joining us. Today, we're going to talk about WordPress 5.9, full site editing and making your website shine. And the webinar is presented by Marco Berrocal. Real quick, I want to say a couple of words about GreenGeeks for those of you who may not be familiar with us. We're a 300% green energy web hosting provider, which essentially means we put back 3 times the power we consume into the grid in the form of renewable energy. We have been recognized by the US EPA since 2009 as Green Power Partner, and we offer share hosting, reseller hosting, VPS, and dedicated servers. So moving on to our webinar today, I want to go over a few housekeeping items. If you have any questions, please put them in the Q&A for Marco to answer. You can also chat, as you've already been doing. I can see all of you writing and telling us where you're from. You can chat in the chat room, but remember to select all panelists and attendees if you want everybody to see what you're discussing. And also, we're recording this presentation, as you know. And so if you have to step away for some reason, don't worry, because we'll be sending a recording of everything in the next few days. And finally, today we're enabling live transcription for this webinar. So now you have the ability to enable the transcript during the webinar by going to live transcript and then show subtitles. I'm going to introduce first Erica from our GreenGeeks team. She will be assisting in the chat and the Q&A. Hey, welcome, Erica. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Thank you, Anna. Hi, Anna. Hi, Marco. And hi, everyone. I am Erica Barbosa. I am from Costa Rica. I work in the partners team, and today I'm going to be in the chat, reading your comments and sharing some links. And I hope you enjoy today with Marco and learn a lot about WordPress. Thank you for being here today.
Thanks, Erica. And now we're moving on to the man of the day, Marco. Marco, do you want to say hello? Introduce yourself. I'm sure a lot of the attendees know you, but introduce yourself and then go over your presentation.
Sure. My name is Marco Berrocal, and I am a WordPress developer. I work at Partner Relations here at GreenGeeks as well. I do a lot of videos and tutorials and webinars. Teaching is something that I truly enjoy. And I am really excited, worried about today's webinar. I will say why worried, because it's mostly from a developer perspective as to the new WordPress version that comes out. Let me share my screen. Today, the presentation is so nice that there are no slides. So it's going to be mostly talking and showing a demo about what the new version of WordPress does. We decided to do this webinar because it's a very important feature, or not feature, it's a very important change, this new version. For this, I need to pause or come back or go back a few years when the Gutenberg editor was introduced into WordPress. I remember very vividly, I was in a WordCamp in US, in Nashville, when Matt Mullenweg decided to go out with it after many, many years of development. So the reasoning behind this editor experience is that WordPress wants to shift away from the traditional content management system that it has been, and it wants to move forward towards being a full site editing experience. What does that mean? Basically, it means that you can design your websites, you can do all that stuff within the editor, and you mostly need to configure and design your layout as you see fit. This is a huge, huge step forward. It started with the block editor, which is how posts and pages were submitted. So from that point on, you had to use the editor in order to do stuff. But, and here comes the but, on hold, on pause were the other components of the site, specifically footers, specifically headers, menus, widgets, all of that stuff was kept on pause. And that is one of the main new features that this 5.9 version has. It essentially means that from now on, we can insert our own headers and footers and design them using the block editor and inserting blocks. And it's just a really cool feature. It's a scary feature for us developers because it opens a new shift in the direction as to where WordPress is headed. But back then, 3 years ago, there was a lot of discussion, there was a lot of debate, there was a lot of hate towards Gutenberg, but I think it's inevitable, change is inevitable, and we all need to adapt to it. So I am going to demo a little bit about what this new version does. So I am going to use a lot of the installation that I have currently, which is this site over here. So WordPress 5.9 comes with this new theme called 2022. This is one of the first themes that is full site editing available. So what does that mean? Well, it basically means, as the name implies, you know, before this new version came out, how did people make websites? So they went to appearance, they went to themes, they installed themes, they used plugins, and they used blocks in order to do that. But to design certain components of the website, you needed to know CSS, or you needed to override some of the templates that are available via WordPress. In essence, you needed a developer to do that, or have the experience to edit code within WordPress. So again, the move or the business objective from WordPress from a content management system perspective is to move away from that and allow people to do that themselves using blocks. So think about blocks as Lego blocks, like, you know, the game, the toy, where you have your blocks and you slowly but surely start building your page that way. So how is this beneficial to people? Well, the first thing is that you don't need to code. That is one of the biggest reasons that it's beneficial to users. I think that some of us or not may have used site builders such as Elementor, such as Divi, such as Beaver Builder. So it takes that idea and it implements that into the editor itself. So this means you have a lot more control as to what the design aspect of your site is going to be. You know, what you see is what you get. So you use these block patterns as Lego blocks in order to build your website. And this allows you to save time and money. So briefly, I'm going to go over as to what blocks are first. So blocks, we did a webinar about this, but I decided, you know, to give a small introduction as to what blocks were. So blocks are these little things that when you click on this little plus sign over here, it's going to add a few blocks, and you can insert it, you can drag it, you can do stuff with it. So these are the foundation as to how everything is going to be done from now on. So the post editor, which is where I am right now, is going to be all blocks, but so will be the footer, so will be the header, and so forth and so forth. So blocks, like I said, you click on here, or you can click on browse all, and this is going to open all the blocks that are available for this particular theme. And from there on, it's just a matter of dragging that stuff over here, letting it go. Oh, never mind, sorry. Doing that stuff over here, letting it go, and start writing. So this is not particularly new. This is something we've been using for quite a few years. We also notice the patterns over here. These patterns, I'm going to go briefly over them in a few minutes, but patterns are essentially blocks as well. And in this new version of WordPress, they are called template parts. There are 3 new big additions as well that have been added to WordPress, but I'm going to get there in a minute. So again, like I said, blocks is something that you can add, you click over here, you say, for example, I want to add an image. So you add an image and you upload that. You where am I? Let me go over here on my pics. So I'm going to I downloaded a bunch of pics. So you drop that here, you have that image, and you can, hold on, let me move us from here. So you upload that. That's going to take a while because it's pretty big. So you do that. And from here, you have the block options in order to add stuff with it. Like, for example, I want this to be rounded. I want this to be the default. How much do I want to fiddle with this? So this is currently uploading. It's really, really big. Sorry about that. So again, blocks are essentially that. This is a heading. This is a heading. So I can select the block and you'll see these options over here. I can now toggle typography. And one of the new cool features that this 5.9 version has is that it has the ability of shipping with a theme palette, a default palette, or you can make up your own as you like as well. So for example, if I want to have this like this, I can do it. I can overwrite that and do that and be done with it. For example, I can add a background to this, like this is a heading. I can change the alignment to the left, to center. This is center, this is right, and so forth and so forth. I don't know what happened here. It's still uploading, but oh well. Let's publish it. So again, blocks are the foundation for all of this. So again, you can click over here, you can insert more, and you have this little thing called the list view, which I really think it's neat because it allows me to see things and just drag them as I see fit. Like, for example, I can release that and I can change the order with it just by doing this. Those of you who have worked with Photoshop or Sketch will feel very familiar with this because it has the layer concept behind it. So think of this as layers. Like, for example, if I add I don't know, for a heading, I add a paragraph. Let's see if I can do that. No, I can't do that. That's okay. So that's basically it as far as the block editor is concerned. Now, to fully take advantage of this new feature, you have to use a theme that is block ready. So it's basically called a block theme. So a block theme is a WordPress theme with templates entirely composed of blocks. So that means that everything within the template within the theme, is going to be blocks. It's no longer going to be code. It's no longer going to be the old-fashioned stuff, but instead it's going to be configured to be used as blocks only. That means that not only the posts or pages are going to be blocks, but everything else around it, like footers and headers and template parts, which we're going to get there in a minute. But all areas of the site within a block ready theme are made from blocks. So currently, it's because this just went out the door. It's not all the themes are going to be ready or block theme ready. So if you want to take a quick dive and see which themes currently are, well, you can go over here, you can go to themes, and you can click on the add new one over here. And you can use this feature filter in order to know which theme is 100% block theme ready. For that, you do this little fellow over here, which is called full site editing. You apply that filter and WordPress is going to give you all the themes that are, as of right now, ready to be used as block themes ready. So as you can see, there's quite a few out there that are available. It's still not 100% ready because this just released like a couple of weeks ago. So I am guessing, and this is a pretty good guess, that there's a lot of developers out there who are doing a lot of themes that are going to be block theme ready. So as time goes by, you are going to see this number of themes grow and grow more. So the cool feature about this is that you can actually use these and start designing your way right from the start. I mean, that's the whole cool concept about that. Now, I'm not going to do that today. I'm going to actually use the 2022 theme, because I just think it's good to showcase with the theme that WordPress currently ships out of the box with this new version. But this is a really cool tip. It's a really cool thing to have, a cool little nugget to know which themes are block ready, and you can just pick one and use the stuff that we are going to learn in this webinar. So going back to our dashboard, if we read over here, you will see that this little fellow over here, it says auto-rich content with blocks and patterns. So one of the cool features that WordPress launched with this new version is that you can create your own block patterns. So think of the Lego block analogy again. So you can have this cool little pattern, and you can insert that block pattern anywhere you wish. And that is what makes it absolutely fantastic, because this does a little bit the way Elementor does. Elementor also has these patterns that you can actually save and you can reuse everywhere else. So if you make a change to that pattern, you are making a change to all the patterns that have that on pages anywhere on your site. So it's a change once, apply everywhere. So for example, if I inserted this pattern, let's say my homepage, my blog page, and I don't know, contact, and I make a change to that block pattern, that is going to replicate all over the site. So block patterns are essentially a pre-grouped collection of blocks that you can insert into posts and pages and other types of content. You know, block patterns can also be customized with your own content. So I am going to do that. So to get to the heart of this, you need to go to appearance and then go to editor. I know it says beta, but come on, this is a really cool feature, and this is not going to be beta for too long, because this is here to stay, and we are going to click on that. And when this opens, it opens by default. I can't see it because, hold on, let me drag this because I have the zoom controls over here. So by default, let me click on this as well. By default, I have page. This is the layout that I have for page. I think it's because I didn't set a home page. Let me check on that really quick. So let me exit again. Let me go to settings. Let me go to reading. And that's weird. I do. So let's go back over here. Let's go to editor. And now if I click on this guy, this is going to open this 3 options. So first, it's going to be the site. So site is going to be what my homepage currently will be. Okay, so when I open this, this will have my homepage, and this is more or less what the layout is right now. So because if I take a look at this, it more or less resembles that. So here I have the header, and I can browse these templates in order to substitute the layout for this particular page. Okay, so first of all, I was going to go back to template parts. So template parts are those small snippets of parts that you can insert into posts and pages. So with the 2022 theme, currently 4 template parts ship, but you can make your own by adding hitting the add new button, and you specify more or less what this template part is going to be. So for example, I want to say, let's create a template part called call to action. Okay, I'm going to create one called call to action. This is going to be a general one because my idea is that I want to insert this on all the pages that are out there. Okay, so I'm going to create that. And this opens this whole black window with basically no distractions that allows me to insert, as you may have guessed, blocks. So I can insert that and I can save this, and then I can apply this template part on a template. So I know it's a little bit confusing as far as words are concerned, but let's do this really, really quick. So I want to add a cover image. And I want to see what I have in my media library. Let's see what I have. Well, I have this, but I want to upload a new one. So let's go over here. You know, maybe I should have this readily available. There we go. So I want to add this airplane. this KLM airplane. Okay, it's a little big, eh? That's a bummer. Okay, let me save this. I know what the problem is. It's because this image is too big. So let's adjust the size over here and let's do 50%. Let's do okay. Let's save this and let's retry. Didn't see that one coming. And where do I have it? Okay. Maybe it's in, here it is. So I'm going to retry. Huh. Suggested maximum size is dismiss errors. I'm sorry about that. Media library. Oh, it's in here. Oh, that's weird. So I'm going to select it. And now this is going to open this. This I am going to get rid of because this I don't like, or maybe I do like. I'm going to write the title. I am a great developer and WordPress. No, I'm not great. I am a developer and WordPress enthusiast. Hit me if you want to work with me. So this over here, this obviously needs a little change. So I click on this little gear icon while I have that selected. And now I can start changing stuff such as the color. I like this color. I'm going to go with that, or actually I'm going to go with this gray over here. I like that. I'm going to go back and I am going to the typography change a little bit. I'm going to change the font size maybe to, this has a few numbers where you can make it bigger, smaller, and whatnot, or you can hit this little gear thing and specify what size you want. In this case, I want 72. Whoa, that's a little bit big, but it's okay. And now I want to set the line height to, where is it? Line height? Where is it? Where are you? Line height, here we are. I want to set the line height to 1, which is relative to this. You can also specify, I think, if you, no, exactly, no. It needs to be relative to this font size. So let me click back again. Let me do line height. So I'm going to do 0.1.0, which is the same. You need to multiply that value by this in order to get the spacing. So I kind of like that. And I am going to save this. Okay. So I'm going to save this. And let me do a few things. This is also a really cool feature. You can change the focal point of your image in order to display it the way you want by resizing this, or you can select a fixed background. Some people love that, but I actually love this. So I am going to go like that. I'm going to go like that. Make sure you hit an alt text. Alt text is important. Alt text is important. And let's save this. And now I want to add a new feature, really cool with this new version. You can apply duotone filters, which is this amazing little thing over here. As you can see, I sort of made it black and white, but I'm going to say no, because I like this the way it is. I like the height to be this, or I could just play with this and say, okay, maybe I want this height to be exactly like this. So I'm kind of happy with this. And yeah, I'm happy with this. So I'm going to save that. Okay. So if I go back over here, you will see on the template parts that I have my call to action. There's one more thing I want to do. I want to go over here and perhaps I want to do something a little bit more, a little cooler. I want to do columns like this, and I want to do 30-70. Yes, 70-30, something like this. Okay, something like this. And now I want to take this. I want to get rid of this. I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to put this right here. And I want to add a heading like this, and I want to do it like that. And this title over here, I want to get rid of it because I don't like it. So I'm going to remove this paragraph, and I want to do like that. And I'm going to redo what I had to do because I had a change of heart. I'm going to do it like that. No background color, no link color, typography. I'm going to select it again at 72. I think that's a good I think that's a good font size. And I have the option of selecting the type of weight that I would like. Lettercase, all caps, lowercase, or camel case. In this case, I don't want any of them. I want to do it exactly the way I wrote it. And for me, the important thing will be the line height. Again, line height is really, really important to me. So hold on. Okay, yes. But the line height, here we go. Oh, here it is. Man, sorry, I have a small problem I need to confess. I was just prescribed, I need to get glasses. So they haven't arrived, and sometimes I have difficulties looking at the monitor. So I like this. And here, as you can see, I have another block, and I want to browse them all. And now I want to do a button. So I'm going to search for a button, and I have a button over here. I like this one. And I'm going to insert this guy and say, okay, hire me, hire me, hire me. Okay, so I like this. But the thing I don't like is obviously the color. I want to change the background color to something red. I always recommend people doing red buttons because that is what the call to action should be. You want your customers to sign up and do stuff. So I like buttons to be vivid colors. Let me see that. I like the red one. Okay, cool. I like, what else? No, I like the width to be a 50% of what I'm looking at. And I like to be, the size will be, I would say 24 pixels. Oh, that's already there. Hire me. And I want the font family to be the system. This is a thing that WordPress also has. You can select typography families, but as of now, this is tied to the particular theme. And like I previously said, in the future, there's going to be more stuff added. So I'm sure more themes are going to have more typography options with it. But right now I like this, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to, let me see, source serif, no. So let's go back to the button, a border, no, but maybe a radius. Let me play with it. Yes, I will do 24 actually. Okay, 24. Typography, dimensions. Let me see this. No, I don't want to reset that. No padding. And what else can I style this with? Let me see over here. No. Typography, font family. And I think that's it. The only thing I'm struggling is that I want to select these two, right? So I have these two selected. And now I want to change the vertical alignment because I want the button to be aligned to the middle of this, right? So as you notice, I did this and then I did this in order to select both by holding the shift key. However, a cool little feature is that we have the inspected list view and you can actually grab all of them just by clicking like that. So I think that's far easier than to holding the shift key. So you basically go like this and you inspect that. And as you can see over here, it has that Photoshop or sketch mentality of it being layers. So I have the cover, which is this one over here. It had the airplane, but inside I created the two columns, and one column is text, which is a heading, and the other column is a button, which is this one over here. But what I really want to do is that I want this button to be centered or vertically aligned with in regards to this text. So I select the columns and you'll see this option over here, this little T, where you can change the vertical alignment. And in this case, I want this to be in the middle. So it looks absolutely stunning. And I am really happy with this. So I'm going to save this template part. So now I have this little block created. Okay. I have this little block called a template part that I can actually use within my templates. So there's two options. If you want to apply that to all the pages, or do you want to apply this template block to some of your pages? So let's first do both, okay? So the thing that I previously did, which is I'm going to do the columns over here. I'm going to do 70-30 and okay. And now, no, never mind. Hold on. Let me go back. So let's do this again. Let's do it one more time. So I want to add a cover image. I want to use the media library. To do so, I want to add my aeroplane that I previously had. Let's add this one, which I love. Let's select it. And let's get rid of the paragraph over here. I'm going to remove the paragraph. And with this selected, I am going to insert the columns again, which is what I previously did. And let's do 70-30. Okay, like that. And let's do that. Never mind. Okay, like this. Okay. Let's do columns like that. And 70-30. And here we go again. Now I'm going to do a heading. I want to say I am a developer out of Costa Rica, like that. Let's change this color again to white. Let's change the typography to 72. Okay, I want this to be fully bold. And I want to insert a button over here. Button, large button. And I want to change this color to red. Actually, no, I want to change the background to red. This is going to be default. I want to change the background to red. Cool. And hire me. Hire me. I want to change the width to a 50%. I want to change the border radius to where to 24, like that. And the last thing I want to do is I want this to be toggle full height. I want this to be more or less like this. And the last thing I need to do is I want to align these in order to be to the middle, like that. So now I'm going to save this and I'm going to hit OK. That's weird. It's really weird. And I want to go back into my dashboard. I saved it. It is saved. So let me go back. Let me see the template parts. Let me view the call to action. It's here. Okay. And now let's go back. And I'm going to trash this. And let's try again with a. Let's try again. Okay. So now I want to go to templates. And I want, for example, a single post. I want to do with single posts. And this is going to open the template, which is more or less like a skeleton of how the post is going to look. So you have the header over here. This is the header. As you can see, whenever I click on this, this is going to change. So I can change the header for this template and replace it with something else. So if I, for example, browse all templates, wait, let me go back. If I, for example, do this and I want to say, edit the header, if I change this header, I change it everywhere else. So, but this is not what I want. I want to insert the template, the block part, the block template or template part, I should say, that I previously inserted. So I want to do this right about here. Okay, yes, I want to do that right about here. And I want to choose an existing. There we go. Wow, that was really weird. So I want, if I hit the save button, this is going to insert that template part for all posts from now on. So if I go over here, I go back into my dashboard and I make a new one, it should finally work. It should finally work. Here we go. Here we go. And I hit the publish. Now, if I go over here, you will see that this thing, this huge template part is going to appear by just inserting this block into this template. So again, think of templates as parts of your site that are going to be general, and think of template parts as small parts that you can insert into your templates. Okay, so they're really, really cool because they allow you to design things on the spot. So for example, I have this, it should finally work. And I have this little header and I'm like, okay, I don't like this header. I want to do a different header for this particular blog post. I can go over here and similar to template parts of the old way as to how we use the program, you can go over here and go to post and you can select the template between single post and blank, but that's not what I wanted. What I wanted was that I want posts to have this little header large over here. I want posts to have this because I really like this. So if I wanted to do that, I should go back into templates and modify the single one because that is for posts, right? So the single post displays a single post. So if I have that over here, I can go and say, okay, I want to introduce a template part that has the large header. So how can I do that? I can go over here, I can go to template part, I can go to existing, and now I have the dark header large heading over here. This I don't like because I'm going to delete this, all of it. And now I'm going to click on here, header. I want to replace it with the dark large one. So now within the editor, within this template, I am specifying that from now on, I want all blog posts to have this huge, large image that I can actually replace it with something else. Like for example, I want to do upload. I want to do desktop. I want to do pics. I wanted to do this one and do this one. And this I want to get rid of, remove heading. And now when I save this, this is going to update automatically all the instances where posts are. So if I refresh that over here, it should do it, but it's not doing because this image doesn't work. I'm sorry. Let's do this again. Let's do it one more time. It's because I can't upload the images. Yeah, I wasn't expecting the, whatchamacallit, the image to fail. You see this little thing spinning here? It's because I can't upload the image. So I'm going to revert all of this and I'm going to go back to site. I'm going to leave the page and let's go back to, again, appearance editor. And now I want to insert the normal header. Let's go back, replace this, insert the large. Let's just leave it as it was. And my computer froze. Can anybody hear me?
We can hear you.
Okay. Okay, let me save this. And let's refresh. And it's not working because I'm doing this for a page. Silly me. So let's go back into over here. Let's go back into pages. Do this, add a new one. And view pages. Let's publish that. Let's do that. Let's view this page. And as you can see, it looks exactly like that. So again, sorry if I got cut off. The premise is that you want to edit a template. And whenever you do that, it's really weird because I did the single post. I'm almost certain I did, but it's okay. If you click on this over here, or maybe it's because I changed this. No, I didn't change this. It is like that. That's really weird. Huh. I have it. And why it doesn't work? Well, it's okay. So again, going back to this is that the premise is that if you go to templates, you click on this template and you modify the part. So for example, I have this selected and I have the header large and I can replace it with something else. Like, for example, I could clear the customization and it's going to go back to the way it was, but I don't want that. I want it to behave exactly like this. But for example, the footer over here, I can delete this footer, and I'm going to do that, exactly that. I'm going to remove the footer, and I can insert this and do again a template part and say, okay, I want to choose an existing, but this time I want to use a footer. I want to use this little footer. It's the same footer. And I think it's because it came only with one, but let's double check that. So choose existing. And yes, it's only one footer. That's weird. I could have swore I saw two, but let's go back. Let's remove that. And again, within here, I can start modifying this particular template part. But let's say I want this to be more general and I want this to apply to all the sites. I go back to template parts and I actually modify the header large. So for example, here, I could add something like a menu, which is something that was introduced in this version as well. Let's remove this over here and let's remove this. I'm going to remove that. And now I want to go over here, hit the plus one, and let's do a menu. Let's do a navigation. So, but first I'm going to be like, okay, I want this to be a logo to the left and a menu to the right, correct? So again, I use the block editor and say, for example, okay, I want this to be columns. I want this to be, for example, I don't know, 3070. And yes, 3070. And exactly, I can't really see because of the coloring, but I want this to appear right here. So it's going to be over here. And here I want to be a logo, site logo, like for example, and here you can insert your logo, hit the upload, and that is going to insert a logo for you. I currently don't have one, but let's say, for example, let's remove the site logo and I'm going to do a heading, a small heading called my site. My site. And on the right here, I want to insert a menu. So I am going to go over here and say navigation or menu. Navigation. It's a little wonky, isn't it? And here, I want to insert a, oh, here it is, navigation. Navigation. And now I start empty, yes, because I don't have many pages with it, but I could, for example, hold on, the thing I'm struggling is because this, it's dark and I can't see it when I select it. Hold on, I need this over here and this navigation over here, and I want to start empty. And it's there, but I just can't see it because it's on dark. I can't, hold on. Oh, I made it even worse. Add link, here it is. So I'm going to select the menu, navigation, create new menu, and start empty. This is going to be a navigation item. It's going to be nothing like that. Or, man, I'm struggling selecting this. List view, custom link of, it should be here. And if I save that, it's going to look, but I can't, for example, pinpoint this and see the items themselves. Justify items to the center. I know it's there, but I just can't select it. Oh, man, that is really, really cumbersome. I'm sorry. Create new menu. Let's see. See, it's right here, but whenever I click on it, it changes back to that. Create new menu. I can't see it, but let me save that and see how it looks. Okay, so I save that, and if I refresh that over here, oh, it is here, you see, but I can't select it because it's, well, it's, I guess it's you know, one of those things that still needs to work on, but I can't select it in order to modify that. So I selected the menu, but I can't really see it. So if I want to align this, again, I click this over here, line them to the middle, and I save this. So as you can see, just by modifying this template part, I'm updating these changes everywhere on the site. So I have this little cool feature little here, and that is exactly the way I want it to look. So with the homepage, for example, I have this blank thing, and I could say, okay, I want to insert blocks for my homepage. Okay, so I want to, for example, browse over here and say, okay, I want to use patterns that I have available for my particular theme, but I want to do this in a way that I can actually use template parts. But these patterns are also a really cool feature that WordPress has in order to start writing content with it. So you could see over here, you have featured, you have footers, you have headers, you have query parameters, which basically allows you to get posts the way you want. You have pages. If you want to insert like page information over here, you can drag that. Oh, I guess dragging doesn't work for me. Oh, it does. So you can drag that over here and you can start writing this stuff and start designing straight away. So by this, I can replace the image and I can say, okay, I want to upload this. I want to use this one. I'm going to have the same problem, which is it's going to start spinning. You see, it starts spinning. It's because the images are too big. And I can add a title over here, and add a description like this. So I can change that, and I can say, for example, okay, I don't want this spacer to appear. These spacers I'm not a fan of, but again, I can click on here and say, I want to get rid of the spacer. Remove the spacer. I want to remove the social media icons over here. So I click on these, remove them, click here, remove the spacer. And this is, I'm sorry about the images, but yeah, that's the way it is. And now I can say, okay, I want to write my content, write my homepage content, or just say, okay, I want to use a different block using the library. So again, I click on this little plus sign, click on patterns, and let me see the feature. I want to explore this, and this is going to open this, and I am going to say, okay, no, like for example, this, I like for this, for example, and I could say my services, or let me add a heading, my services, and go back here and scroll this a little bit up. So like that, and exactly like this. I want this to be 96, like that. I want this to be bold, and I want this to be aligned to the center. My services, one is going to be design, the other is going to be development, and the third is going to be consulting. So you do it like that, and you hit the save button, and the homepage is going to look really, really neat by using these new patterns that are available for WordPress. So if I go over here, go to permalink, hit this, it's going to look with the heading that I previously inserted. And with this, that is not there because this little guy is spinning. So I think that is the problem. I think the problem is that, because if I don't, yes, that's a little quirk I wasn't expecting. So if I refresh, yes, that was exactly the problem. That's why my head was spinning. It was because the images was uploading and it wasn't finished. So it doesn't save the state. So here I'm using the editor for this particular page. But if, for example, I want to go and use the new features that WordPress currently has, I can, let's just revert this. Let's go back here. Let's go back to templates. And let's say, for example, for pages, or let's see, template parts, what have I modified? You can see what you've modified, by the way. If you notice this little blue dot at the top, that means your template has been customized. And like I previously said, you can revert this by clearing it. I'm going to revert that. I'm going to clear this, and I am going to clear this. Okay. So now, if I refresh this, it should revert back. Actually, it didn't. What it did is that I need to revert like this. Clear customizations like that. And I want to clear customizations like this. And this is my home page. And let's see what I did. So if I click on this, I can see that I still have that. But yeah, I'm going to keep that. So if I refresh that over here, I have the old stuff back, but I still have the blocks that I created on my page. So it's a catch-22, you know, when you edit this stuff here, when you edit, like, for example, the template parts or the templates themselves, you are doing this globally for all pages. But if you do it on the actual editor, like, for example, what I was doing over here, hold on, I have so many stuff open. Let's close this, let me close this. If, for example, if I go here and I go to pages again, and I click on this on my home page, you will see that the blocks that I inserted were local to this particular page, okay? They are inside this page, but this has the inconvenient that I can't use this everywhere else I would like to. I would have to either save this by right-clicking here, and for example, I can insert all of this and say, okay, I want to add this to reusable blocks, and that would allow me to use it on a page-by-page basis. Or I could just add this as a template part and say, okay, I want to insert that within all of my templates that I have available here. And I select which of those templates I would like, okay? So to do that, let's do that one more time. So I'm going to add a, let's call this services. I had a title over here. Okay, let's call this, and we're going to add a new one. Let's call this services and gallery. Okay, I'm going to do that and call services and gallery. Okay, and now as you can see, I have this black screen where I can start adding the stuff that I want. So I want to repeat what I did, but this time I want to add this as a template part. Okay, so I'm going to explore this. And which one was it? It was not this one. It was, let's explore. So let's hit the explore button. And it wasn't this one, wasn't this one. It was this one, but no. That's weird, eh? It's not here. Even though it is here. Where's my homepage? It is here, because if I click on this, click here and click on patterns, I saw it, I had it. It was right, it was somewhere here. Well, maybe it was this one. I don't remember. Well, doesn't matter. So I am going to use, let's see, let's explore again. I like this one. Okay. No, I don't like it. So I hit Control Z in order to revert. I'm going to go to patterns again. I am going to explore. Maybe it's a header. No, it's not a header. Pages. It was this one. So I'm going to do this one again. And I am going to replace this, having learned what I previously learned. Let's use this. Oh, I love this. So this is going to spin and this is going to cause an error. But now that we know what's wrong with it, we can modify that. I'm going to open the list view again. I'm going to remove spacers. I am going to remove the logo since I don't need the logo. I am going to remove social media since I don't want that. And I am going to definitely remove this spacer. Okay. So I'm going to dump this as well. And you know what? I'm going to do it from scratch. Well, actually, yeah, because I don't. Yeah. Okay. Let's keep it like this. The thing that I don't like about this is that it's not aligned to the center, but it's fine. Now let's hit replace again and open media library and select the image, the Colosseum in this case. Okay, cool. The Colosseum, Colosseo. All roads lead to Rome. Okay, I like this. I don't like, for example, this. This image should be at the top. Hold on, let me grab that media text. It has this. And the thing I don't like is this little space at the top here. I can't get rid of the white one. Okay, so let's group this and color. I want to change this. Let's see how it looks with the gradient. No, like that. No, like this. No, solid color. I want it to look. What am I selecting? Here we go. There we go. And actually, no, because I now selected a gradient, which I don't like. No gradient. I want this to be a solid color and I want it to be this color. Okay, but why? Gradient, I want to clear this. Clear. Oh, this is wonky, isn't it? Okay. What I don't like is that it has this gradient, but I'm going to leave it like that. All roads lead to Rome. And I guess I'm going to need to add a spacer, and that's why it's probably there. So I'm going to add a spacer over here. Let's see if I can do that. All roads lead to Rome. I don't like the spacing around this. So yeah, I can't modify that. No, unfortunately, I can't. The thing I don't like is that this thing, what I don't like is that I can't use this in order to put it at the top the way I intended to, but let's fake it, I guess. We're going to fake it with a spacer, which is this over here. You see now it did. So if I do this, you see it's how it shifted to the top. And let's see if I can duplicate this. I can. You see how when I add spaces, it duplicates it. And the reason is that this block is not configured in a way that I previously did with columns, which is why I advise people, I would say it's best to use columns because you can vertically, you can actually have some control as far as the alignment is concerned, which is why I'm not a fan of this. So if I, for example, delete everything, let's delete it. And let's do it like this. This is why I love using columns. I want to go 50-50. And here I want to insert a cover. And now I'm going to use the media library. I'm going to use this guy. And I want this to be fixed background. No, I want this to be like that. But what I want is this. Now I want this to be no, it's like that. I don't want to write a title. Let's get rid of this. And this, the whole thing, the whole template, the whole block, I want this to have a background that is correct. It's like that. Let me select this again. Can I color this? I can't add the background. Oh, this is limited. So let me go back. So I guess I'm going to have to go with spacers. I'm going back. I'm hitting Command Z. So I'm going back to this, and I'm going to have to go the spacer route and say, okay, I'm going to use spacers in order to vertically align that. So I'm going to duplicate that, and that looks a little bit better. So I like this. I don't like this over here, but I can't seem to, no, I can't modify that in order to disallow this white bar to appear. I'm going to leave it like that. And now I want to insert a different block. I want to insert a different pattern, and I want to explore. And I want this to be text. Text. Where is the text that I previously did? Buttons, this one. So I'm going to use the pricing table. And I think the contrast of this versus that is good. So I do design. I do development. And I do consulting. And I am going to get rid of this. So I'm going to remove the button. Oh, attempt recovery. I'm going to remove that. I did not know what that was. I want to remove this. Well, that's a WordPress bug, I guess. As you saw, I'm going to remove that. Looks like I can't. Every time I do, it's gives an error. That's weird. So I guess the buttons will have to stay. Okay, and every time I do that, you see that? When I remove the button, it says there's an error. So I guess the buttons will have to stay. So let's go back. Wow. Let's go back. Yeah, that's weird. Well, it's not weird. It's a bug with WordPress. So let's save this. So now the services in gallery template part is available, which means I can insert that without needing to do this on a page-by-page basis. I like how this looks better, by the way, but it's fine. So again, I have this ready. I have this template part called services and gallery ready. And now if I go back into the template parts, I should see it over here, correct? I can delete it if I want to, but I don't want to do that. But I want to insert this within the template. So if I go to my homepage, I want to insert this in my homepage right now. So if I go to my homepage, individual template part, put some launch content here, hello world. It has this, but I want to replace this. I want to replace this, and I have services and galleries available, which is not going to, it's going to work. So I replace that, and I'm going to save that, and this is going to update the homepage, right? This is going to be exactly like this. It's going to have the stuff that I did, plus a few pages, plus it failed again. I think it's because of the image size. So hold on. Yeah. That's really, really, really bad because, or maybe they meant, I get it. My blog post. Okay, very important, guys. When you see homepage over here, when you see homepage over here, let's go back and let's go to templates. When you see this homepage, it doesn't mean the homepage, okay? So it doesn't mean this. Because as you can see, I inserted it, but I inserted it in this template over here. If I click over here, you're going to see it right here, okay? You're going to see it right here, but it's not the home page that it's configured as your home page, but instead it's talking about your blog posts, where they are, the list of blog posts. That is what this home means. It's really important that we have that right. This I would have mentioned this blogs or blog posts instead of home, because displays as the site's homepage or as the post page when the static homepage isn't set, which is partially true because I am very certain that I did that prior to this webinar, because if you go over reading over here, you are going to see that I have a homepage and a post page. So I think that is a bug as well. So this right now refers to your post page only. So if I go to my post page over here, it's going to open that and it's going to have that block part inserted. So as you can see, I can do that, and I can insert these template parts within an actual template. Now, can I add more templates? Absolutely. You can add a new template, and oh, here I have a new one, a front page. So I have a front page over here. I have the front page. Okay, WordPress. I have a front page over here. So now I can actually start building my front page if I wanted to. So if I, for example, choose an existing template part, I have these. I want to use a header, which is dark and small. And now I want to say, for example, I want to use another template part. I want to choose an existing. I want to choose the Colosseum one. And as you can see, these are the blocks that I actually did as template parts. So, and again, if I want to hit the plus sign, do another template part. And oh, here it is. I want to choose existing. And I want to say, okay, now I want to use the aeroplane that I inserted. It's right there. And you save this. And the cool thing is that if you're not happy with this image, you can actually modify this and leave the template part alone. So I'm going to hit the save button. And now my front page should, and let's hope it does, because it hasn't been fun. It should look like this. So I created a few template parts, and I am going inside my, let's go back, templates over here, creating one called front page, clicking on that, and just inserting the blocks that I previously did. Okay, can I do other stuff with it? Absolutely. You can go crazy with it, and you can say, oh, I want to do this now. I want to do watch birds from your and your homepage will look exactly like that. But I personally prefer of using template parts because they are smaller components that allow you block by block to start building stuff. So this is one of the huge things that WordPress has that is going to change the way we are going to do sites in the future, because from now on, people are going to start using this and they are going to start building template parts and just putting them on templates themselves. And that is a huge step. It's a very scary thing, personally for me, because, you know, it could potentially mean we're out of work as developers, but I think we're going to get reinvented. So again, what I like to emphasize is that you can create a page like this, and you can start using your blocks here to insert either patterns over here, which are the ones that I did. Like, for example, you do this one, you configure it, you post it, and this is going to be only for this page, right? This is only going to be for this page. Or you could go ahead and start making your own template parts over here. Go to the templates and, for example, go to a page, because this is a page, right? This is a page. Go to the page and insert those little template parts blocks in there. And that will give you a uniformed layout for a particular template. Now, here comes a really cool question. Can I do different template part or templates for a page or post? And the answer is yes. So you have this single post, you have this template over here, which is this one. It has this huge, this is the menu I unsuccessfully tried to do because I couldn't see. And this has the post title. This has this, which is a featured image of the post. And this has the block that I inserted, right? So if I go over here and go back, if I go over here and go to posts and view this, No, actually, no. Oh my God. Oh, what happened? If I go to pages, all pages, sample page. Weird. Okay. Going back to it. If I go and create a new post, okay, I can specify how this post is going to look. So this is a post, and you have this single template option here. So you have the default one, you have the single post, and you have a blank, which more or less matches what you have here. You have single post, no separator, you have single post, which is the one I'm currently on, and you have the blank one. So that matches, where am I? This over here. You have default template, single post, and blank. So if I want to create a new one, you can either edit that straight into the editor, which I really don't advise, because it's best if you do your homework before you actually get to it. Or you can go over here and say, okay, I want to create a new one, add new template, and wait. Oh, you currently can't. I'm locked in. I'm locked out. So you can't add. Oh, that's really nice. Okay, so you can't do that. You have to modify one of these three. Okay, so for example, let's modify the blank one, blank. So I want to modify the blank, and as the name implies, it's blank. So I want to add a block. I want to use a template part, and let's say, for example, no, I don't want to use the template part this time. This time I want to use, and my computer, my editor froze. Oof. Oh, it froze. Okay, here it is. Wow. Okay, this time I want to use a pattern, and I want to use, let's say, featured post. I like that. So I want to use featured posts. I want to use the content over here. I want to use post title. I want to use that over here, and I want to use the post content. So this template part will have the post title, it will have the content of the post, and the latest posts, which I just added. So I'm going to save that. Leave it like that, blank. And yeah. So what should happen if I go over here, refresh, say this is a post, and this is my content. But now I select, for this one, I select the blank, which is the one I was editing. Where is it? Yeah, it was the edit. It's the blank one. So if I publish this, how is this going to go? Go over here. And that is exactly how it looks. It looks a little bit bad, as you can see, because I didn't put a lot of emphasis on the design, but I created a new template. And for this particular post, I want the template to behave exactly as I did over here. It's not the best looking thing in the world. I agree. It looks pretty bad. But again, it shows you the power that you can modify your particular templates for any type of post or page. So that is a really cool feature that this new 5.9 version has. So again, to recap a little bit, so the site will have the front page always. It's going to be the home page. As you can see over here, I can modify that, and I can do that straight away by clicking here. So this is the analogous of the home page. Okay. Templates are going to be baked in functionality or baked in templates that you can actually click on, modify them, and then select what layout would you like to have for all instances of it. Okay, so for homepage, this is the blog post, the post page, I'm sorry, this is my front page, the one I the one I just created. I think I should delete one of them. I don't remember which one. So you have pages, you have single posts, and you have all of these templates that you can modify in order to give it a general look and feel for all instances of it. The last part, and this is a new one, is the template parts, and these are the little blocks that you can actually insert into the templates themselves in order to build your stuff that way. The only thing I see that is missing or that is not available is that you cannot insert, and this is a real bummer, by the way, that I can't insert template parts that I created straight in here. I think that's a really that's something that if you ask me, it's something that I hope WordPress adds in the future, because this is a feature that is currently missing here. And I think, okay, if I created all of these, hold on, let me close that, let me close this. If I created all of these template parts over here, I should have the ability to have them here. You know, I think it's a bummer, to say the least, because I hope that gets implemented in the future. Like, for example, I can insert all of these template parts that I've done through here. But now the way it's designed is that I can only insert these into here, into templates. And I think that is a little bit of a short sight. And I definitely hope this gets fixed in the future, because this is going to give people further ability or even more stuff that they can actually do themselves within the editor. So yeah, I think that personally is a bummer. Yeah, I was kind of looking for it and I wasn't expecting that not to be here. So you're limited to the patterns and to the actual blocks on an individual page and post. If you want to take a full advantage of this, you're going to have to work here and then here. And again, like I said, it's not something that I think is best, but it's not an ideal situation, but we'll see what happens in the future. There's one more thing I would like to go over, and it's this little eye here, this little rounded button called styles. If you click on it, it's going to open this prompt, and it basically means that you can set the design of pretty much the entire site by yourself, or you can modify the default behavior of all the blocks that you currently have. We didn't get to play with this a lot, but this is also a cool feature. Like, let's say, for example, you want your paragraph blocks to behave differently from now on. So you can say, for example, okay, I want my paragraphs to have a gray background. Doesn't look that hot, but it's just so you guys can see. And I want them to have let's do pink. I want them to have a pink background. And I want the text to be black. Well, it already is. I want them to be pink or gray. And again, it's not a hot thing to do, but what it does is that it modifies all of your blocks. So this is a very cool feature, because you can have your blocks made, and then in the future you could say, okay, I want to modify some of the styling for this. And instead of going block by block and modifying that, you hit this little eye icon over here, you hit the blocks, and you hit the block that you want to modify, and that is going to ripple effect or update them all over your site. So I think that's a really, really cool feature. Just be careful when you browse over here. It's not really that user-friendly, because if I click, for example, here, I exit. But again, you can customize the appearance of all these blocks that are the blocks that are available to you within the editor, clicking one by one and just doing a whole site-wide change with it. You have the typography here. You can choose between text and links. Again, I think this is a feature that is going to grow and grow as this new version comes out, because currently I'm just stuck to this 3 fonts, which is not a lot if you ask me. But of course, I am foreseeing that in the future, there are going to be themes out there that are going to allow you to select a lot of fonts. And again, you can fiddle with it and you can specify what your font size is going to be. As you can see, just by modifying this and hitting the save button, hitting the save button, you can see that this already modified my site-wide settings. Hold on. You see, it's not the most hot-looking thing in the world, but again, it's just so that it gives you the power to understand that you can modify pretty much anything on a global scale and do it once and apply everywhere. So this is a really, really cool feature. It's a powerful feature that WordPress has. The text-wise, again, it's really limited to just 3 fonts and 2 of them on your system. And this is the only one installed within the theme. I expect themes to grow and grow more and give you more options and control over what you can do with this. Because I mean, this is pretty, this is pretty basic stuff, and it's not going to give you a lot to fiddle with it. The same can be said about links and the colors. Again, this is also a really cool feature. You can add your own custom colors to it. This is similar to what Elementor does. This is going to open the color picker tool. You can select that and you can name it like for example, blue. And what this does is that it's going to allow you to apply these colors all over your site. So when you are, for example, doing your own template parts, you can actually use these custom colors that you've created. The same can be done with gradients. You know, you can add your own gradients and say, okay, I love this, I love this, I love that. And yes, I love this gradient. I am going to do it a radial one. And this is going to be my purple gradient. So again, it's cool stuff, but it's still in its infancy. Expect this to grow a whole lot more as time goes by. And layout wise, again, this is so I can set the padding on all elements. So if I do, for example, 96 over here, it's going to add a padding of 96 to all columns, which you're not going to notice a lot because I didn't create a lot of columns with it. So keep an eye out on this one because this one is going to grow tremendously more. I'm sorry for all the hiccups on some of those items. But again, the things that you need to take away from this is that you can use the editor now to create your own template parts. You can use them to create your own template parts over here. You can add them and insert them on pages, posts, or anything that is available on templates over here. And that will give you like a foundation as to how you want your sites to be built. I think personally that, we should have the ability of adding, of being able to have more templates over here. Like, for example, I don't have the option to insert more templates anymore. Like I'm limited to just this. So I can't add more other than the ones that have been assigned to me by using this theme, but I can use these blocks in order to modify these templates, which I think is tremendously cool. And I can still use the editor to use, the patterns that are already available to me. So this brings me to the end of this webinar. I wanted to show you guys, like I have this site. This is the site that I have for the block editor. And I have this site, which is done using Elementor. So again, if from a visual perspective, you would say, this site is far more complete. This site is far more, it's way different than what we have previously done. But again, I think this is the direction that WordPress is going to eventually land. It's going to have the capability of doing something like this. And it's a really good time to be in this world because it's growing more and more. The platform is growing more and more, and it's giving you the option to do more stuff with it. I mean, for those of us who have been using WordPress for quite some time, this is a huge shift. And like I said, I was a little bit worried. Because the shift is going more towards this and less towards development. And of course, you have to think about, am I going to have a job or not in a few years, or is this all going to be automated? I personally think there's going to be room for everybody. There's enough blankets to cover everybody. And if people want to use this, they are going to use this. And if people want to develop for WordPress, they're going to do so. This opens a lot of opportunities as well. I think expect to see a lot more templates that are going to be, full site editing ready. So like I said, you add new, you use the feature filter and you select the full site editing filter. And this is going to apply all these themes that are going to be available, not just in WordPress, but also in the whole ecosystem out there. I think that templates are going to shift more and more towards this because this is what people want. People want to build their sites. They want to drag stuff. They want to configure stuff, and they want to play with it. As you can see, there's still some wonks and kinks and here and there as to how that works, but expect some, expect this to grow, expect this not to be a beta, and expect something really cool in the future. I cannot wait to see, what is going to happen. And with that, I think I am done.
Thank you, Marco. We have a few questions in the Q&A. Real quick,
Okay.
because we're running out of time.
So if I use this new 2022 theme, then I don't need Elementor or any editor. It does the same thing. That is a good question, and this is why I showcase. Laura Wilson asks, hi, so if I use this new 2022 theme, then I don't need Elementor or any other editor. It does the same thing. This is why, in the end, I decided to give you a preview of what Elementor can currently do compared to what is available right now with WordPress. Now, I'm going to give you an objective answer. Right now, the full site editing experience is not at the level of where Elementor currently is, or other builders such as Divi. It's simply not there. Elementor is a very mature product as far as years is concerned compared to WordPress. Now, where does WordPress have the advantage? First of all, it's free. Everybody loves free. You can't beat free. And it's very enticing to people to say, oh, I just need a simple website and I don't need it to be as fancy as the one I showcase you guys. I want something simple. I want to create a few blocks with a few pictures. I want to add that and configure the backgrounds, and that's that. So yeah, it's a really cool option to have. But if you need something that is a little bit more, I would say complete, then I would say Elementor or any other builder is a better choice. And the other reason I personally feel that WordPress has the advantage is that, number one, it has the community behind it, and not just people, like us that do webinars or organize WordCamps. I mean, developer-wise, it has a huge group of people developing towards these new changes, and the roadmap is looking more and more towards this direction, and it's a lot more people contributing to it. So it has that advantage, and I also think it runs natively within the platform. Elementor is a plugin. It uses its own platform on top of WordPress. So I've noticed that sometimes sites using Elementor can get a little bit wonky as far as speed is concerned. You feel that drag, you feel that, that delay. Whereas, as you saw here with me using the full site editing experience, like template parts, it's a breeze. Other than that image glitch, which took me a while to figure out as to why it wasn't working, the whole thing is just instant. It feels snappy. It feels really, really good. So, that's that. Laura Wilson asks, also, I was looking at it yesterday. Is there a way to change the font, like from New Times Roman to Verdana? Right now, it's on a theme by theme basis, and this is one of the shortcomings I really think that it needs to work on. It will probably be done. I mean, this is WordPress, and there's going to be new opportunities out there for people who want to do stuff. So I'm pretty sure there's going to be a theme or a plugin or something like that that is going to allow you to implement something like Google fonts straight into your Gutenberg editor. And it's going to allow you to choose those fonts from there. So I think it's a matter of time. If it hasn't been done already, well, this is a really good business opportunity. So just give it some time, because I'm pretty sure it will be. Mike Peace asks, for those of us with an existing page and will not be starting from scratch, can you demo apply some of this to an existing WordPress website using an existing theme such as 2017, or changing to one of the new themes that will use these blocks and template parts? Well, I could do that, but I would have to take the whole webinar again. And unfortunately, I can't do that. But that's a good idea, how to transfer your current theme to your new 2022 theme. My advice is to, wait, where's the question? Oh, here it is. My advice is that you would probably need to have an alternative site, like a demo site or a local site or something that has the new WordPress version with that theme, and you start working your way through there so that you can implement it. Or you can just do the whole upgrade of 5.9 and just port that over along with the design of it using this new 2020 theme. Or, like I previously said, select a theme that has that filter, and yeah, just do that, and you know, work your way up from there. Because if you have 2017, I am guessing, well, first of all, I think Gutenberg wasn't even available at that time. So your theme, yeah, it's not going to port over quite well. So I suggest, you know, take advantage, do the leap now. It's been 5 years. So you could definitely, you know, use that boost in order to, you know, take advantage of these new features, which I quite frankly think they're amazing.
Just one more comment from Laura in the Q&A.
Oh.
But it's just a comment. I think it's not a question.
What is it?
There's just a comment from Laura. She's saying, thank you. I'm just starting with WordPress. I've been using an old version of Dreamweaver, so it's all very different to me. Love these webinars. Thank you for doing them.
I'm sorry, Anna. It's just that I was in the
okay.
answer. I was in the answered Q&A.
Okay.
It says, thank you. Just starting with WordPress. I've been using an old version of Dreamweaver, so it's all different to me. Love these webinars. Thank you for doing them. You're very welcome. And I sincerely hope, with the kinks aside, that you were able to grab some of it. Again, I would like to reiterate, the important part here is that template parts are like those small Lego blocks that you are going to build using the block editor. Everything is going to be a block, and you are going to port that over into templates themselves and modify them. The same thing can be said about your footer, your header, and so forth and so forth. So you will have plenty of options to work with.
Thank you, Marco.
All right.
I don't see any other questions coming up.
Well, this took a little bit longer than I expected, but again, it's a very big topic, and yeah, it's really hot.
Yeah, I think we're going to have another webinar.
All right.
Well, thank you, everybody. Thank you for those who stayed till the end, and stay tuned for additional webinars, more webinars from Marco and from other speakers on all the things you want to learn for your sites. Thank you. And thank you, Erica.
Bye-bye.
Thank
you,
you,
Anna.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Marco.
Marco.
Thank you, everybody. Have a good day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you.